Okay, hello everyone and welcome. DSP here. Welcome to my gameplay stream for today. I've got a lot to talk about here on pre-stream today, so I want to get started. Excuse me. Today is February 1st, 2017. Okay? And there's so much to talk about. There's so much going on. Alright? Many things. I have announcements here. First thing I want to talk about is what to expect today and for the rest of the week, so you know what's going on, okay? Right now, Yakuza 0 on stream. No signs of stopping. I've really been enjoying Yakuza 0. Even all the quirky side content and everything I'm running into is very entertaining to me. Therefore, I'm going to keep pushing ahead with it. I realize that Yakuza 0 is not for the mainstream audiences. I didn't expect it to be, because guess what? Neither my Yakuza 4 nor Yakuza 5 playthroughs ended up being appealing to mainstream audiences. That's perfectly fine. I like it, and I'm going to keep going. Alright? That's number one. Tonight, I made the executive decision after polling overnight on Twitter. I asked people what's going to happen with my Resident Evil 7 playthrough, replaying the game in PSVR, virtual reality. I've now done about 4 hours of gameplay in virtual reality, and I got pretty far, much further than I did the first 4 hours of gameplay when I played it originally. But at this point, nothing really is much different at all anymore in the game, and I kind of get the gist of the difference between playing the game in and out of VR, which is the whole purpose of me doing it. And quite honestly, not many people are watching this second playthrough because there's nothing really different from the first, besides you can see the visuals are different. So, I polled overnight, should I keep playing this or not? And people were really split down the middle. The poll went back and forth all night. And by the end of the night, I think it ended up being like 52% said keep going, and like 48% were like don't keep going. So what I'm going to do is an executive decision, okay? And the executive decision is that I'm not going to continue the playthrough yet, but I may in the future. It all depends. What I want to do is tonight I want to start work on my video for KO Gaming, where it's basically the head-up comparison of Resident Evil 7 with and without virtual reality. What is the definitive way to experience the game? Okay? I think there are major pros and major cons to experiencing the game in virtual reality, and I definitely want to share those with everyone. Okay? So it's going to be a fun video for KO Gaming. I'm going to start work on that tonight. I'm not promising you that that's going to go live tonight, okay? But I'll probably at least, in the next day or two have that live for KO Gaming. So that's good. Keep the content going on KO Gaming. That's kind of one of my major goals for this year, is to have content constantly flowing on that channel so that people get engaged and stay with it, rather than say, oh no, for 3 or 4 weeks there's not going to be anything here and then never come back, which sadly is what happened to a lot of people last year. I had a lot of people who were engaged with KO Gaming about halfway through last year when I did my videos on Homefront, The Revolution, and Mirror's Edge Catalyst. And then later on in the summer with No Man's Sky. But then nothing really was going on for about a month there. It was all downtime stuff, so I didn't put out any videos. And then by the time the end of the year came, a lot of the viewership completely dropped off. So I'm trying to do my best to build it back up, okay? I think that, it's going to be an interesting thing. I think you'll like the video. So I'm going to start work on that tonight, all right? Tomorrow is the return of Ask the King. This is my bi-monthly Q&A show where I answer your questions, okay? Now, that will not be live streamed. I just want to make this abundantly clear. It's a vlog show. It's not going to be live streamed here on Twitch. But I am going to be doing that tomorrow afternoon. So please submit your questions on the kingofhate.com forums, okay? And also, I'll be taking Twitter questions for about, an hour or so while I'm reading the questions from the forums. So keep your eyes and ears open on my Twitter at TheyCallMeDSP tomorrow for the time period when I'll be accepting those questions, alright? Tomorrow night, like I said, I will be probably still working on this video, this comparison video for KO Gaming, and I'm hoping maybe to release it tomorrow night, okay? Now, for the rest of the week, it's a little bit up in the air. I am going to be continuing on with Yakuza 0, alright? But I am hopefully going to get, eventually, my Injustice 2 beta code. If and when I ever get one, I want to play Injustice 2 very badly at this point. But I can't play it until NetherRealm or WB Games or whoever decides that I am worthy enough to receive a beta code for their game. So, if I get it, great. I'll play it, and I'll probably play the hell out of it. If not, I'm going to just keep going with Yakuza 0 every day. Alright? Now, got a couple of kind of fun, positive announcements. All right? Here you go. Everyone ready? Here's some positive announcements for you. Number one, thank you everyone who, in the past couple of days since I made that video on my vlogging channel regarding the state of my business and how terrible my business did in January, despite the fact that viewership was up, engagement was up, and everyone loved my redemption run of Dark Souls that I toughed through a fucking illness to make for you, and my Resident Evil 7 playthrough performed very well on YouTube and on stream, and everyone's been participating here on Twitch with, you know, cheers and subs and everything. YouTube still told me I did absolutely terrible in the month of January. Well, people really rallied, okay? Rallied to support me. And as of this morning, let me just put it this way. Pretty much the best month I've ever had on Patreon. And I very much appreciate that. And I understand that that's not going to happen every month, okay? If it did, that would be fucking amazing. If Patreon actually support was this high every month. But I don't expect that, okay? I can tell you this. Number one, for the people who did come out to support me on Patreon this month, well, for the month of January, I should say, you really did help. It certainly isn't going to 100% make up for the fact that YouTube basically screwed me in January, but it's going to help at least a chunk of that, okay? So thank you for that. I really, really appreciate that, okay? So that's number one. Number two, I do want to say, because of this, we hit, obviously, the funding goal. You know, we hit the funding goal for the month of January. So we absolutely 100% will be doing a Patron's Choice playthrough. Now, the way it's going to work is that I'm going to contact everybody, all right? I'm going to contact all of you who pledged in the month of January this coming weekend on Patreon. I'm going to send people private messages, especially those who pledge $5 or more, who are going to be getting the premium forum access and be able to nominate and vote on this Patron's Choice playthrough coming up. All right? So, you know, keep your eyes and ears open, in particular, if, you know, you're interested in participating in this Patron's Choice event and you want to get your choice for games and everything out there. All right? That's going to be coming up very shortly. And, you know, I think that it'll be a good thing for late February, March, you know, whenever I get to start it. And it's going to be a game that I'm going to balance in with everything else. It's going to be kind of the downtime game that I balance with all the new releases that'll be coming out. Okay? So that's a very positive thing. I'm very happy about that. I'm happy that, you know, people were very, you know, active and excited to come out and support me at a time when, sadly, you know, things are not going so good. Mostly because of the fact that, you know, YouTube screwed me over for whatever reason in the month of January. I don't know why. Okay? Hold on a second here, everybody. Because someone just said something to me in the stream chat that may actually be right. And if it is right, that means something horrible is going on. And I gotta figure out what it is. Hold on a second here. Is this true? I got a question for everyone. This is completely impromptu. I was not planning on doing this. I'd like everyone to do me a favor. Head over to DSPGaming, okay? And, you know, whatever device you're watching, bring up a video, any video that I've uploaded in the past week or so. And let me know, are there ads on these videos? Because I just brought up a video and there was no advertisement. And that is bullshit because there's no reason for that. There should be advertisements on all of my videos. And if there are no ads on my videos, that means something happened and no one told me. No one even contacted me. Alright, I just clicked on Yakuza. Yakuza 0, and there was an advertisement. but I clicked on Resident Evil 7 in PSVR, and there was no advertisement. Alright, I just clicked on another video, and there was an advertisement. Okay. Alright, well that's not... Okay, I'm not too worried about it then. I think what it is... This is typically what happens early in the year, okay? Okay. YouTube has an issue where they run out of ads. They do. YouTube actually runs out of ads. Okay. And what happens is not every video and every play gets an ad. I got nervous there because someone in the stream chat just said, Phil, were you aware that your videos aren't getting advertisements? And I clicked on 2 different videos and one had it and one didn't. It scared the shit out of me. So it's basically selective. Someone, Vendatis in the stream chat just said it. It's selective advertisement. Meaning not every video will always get an advertisement. Alright, so I'm not... I literally almost shat myself here live on pre-stream. So, it's okay. Crisis averted. I almost had a heart attack, but okay. So now I can get back to what I was saying. Thank you everyone for your overwhelming support. You guys came out to support me at a time when really YouTube stuff was not going so well. I appreciate that. I will certainly keep everyone in the loop on how things are going. In fact, like I just said, we will have a Patron's Choice playthrough that will hopefully be starting, late February, early March. We'll see. Okay. And we'll go from there. All right. More. Also, of course, I'm going to be setting up a Patreon goal for February, but I haven't even begun to think about what that's going to be yet, being that I've been so entwined in everything going on here, with everything in the business. So I'll have an idea shortly. Okay. All right. 2 more things to talk about. One's bad and one's good. Let's do the bad one first, then let's do the good one. Okay. One sad thing that happened today. Sadly, I laid to rest my last remaining hamster, Raisin. She passed away 2 days ago, and we buried her in the backyard today, right next to Cinnamon, in our backyard. Cinnamon was the other hamster that we had, and it's sad, but not super sad. And the reason I say that, it's very sad because these were the first pets that we ever had here together. And when I say we, I say my girlfriend and I, Leanna, because previously we never lived together. But now that we've lived together here in Washington, it was literally like the second day we were here, we went out and got pets. We got these 2 little hamsters. And, very awesome time that we had with them. They were very good pets. They had a very good life. I kind of joke around with people and I say they basically lived in the hamster mansion. They had this giant 3-tiered house, and we fed them, the higher level food and treats and greens and things that probably many hamsters don't get. So it's sad, but at the same time, they lived a long life. I mean, holy crap, one of them lived 2.5 years. The other one lived almost 3 years, which is unheard of for hamsters, especially dwarf hamsters. They're only supposed to live like a year. So it was absolutely crazy how long they lived, and they had a great life. So, it is what it is. It's sad, but it's not too sad. And some people have been asking, are we going to get into more pets? Because there's, when we got the hamsters, almost 3 years ago, we vlogged the heck out of them. When they were very young, they were very active, and we were making vlogs constantly for my vlogging channel with them and everything. And then, then the appeal kind of dies out. You don't want to make a hamster vlog every week or every day when there's nothing going on. And so we kind of stopped that, but we would still take pictures of them for Instagram and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden it kind of dried up. And people were like, why did your content of your pets dry up? And the answer, quite honestly, is they were getting older. And as they were getting older, they weren't looking as well. They weren't as mobile. We obviously didn't want to show them in that condition. So, so some people have said, well, you had pets the entire time you lived together in Washington State. Are you going to go get more? Right? And very easily, and we could go out and get more hamsters or something like that. They're very low maintenance pets. It's not like you need a lot of money or time or anything. They're very inexpensive, not only to purchase, but to take care of and everything. But for now, we talked about this, my girlfriend and I, and we made the decision we're not going to get any more pets right now. We're going to hold off, for a couple of reasons. First off, we're not sure if we would want to get another small pet like that or not. We liked it. We definitely enjoyed it. But, Leanna's more of a bigger pet person, in particular a dog person. She really wants a dog. and she's wanted a dog ever since we moved in together, and I basically told her, no, you gotta wait, because number one, we gotta kind of get set up here, and I gotta get my business going and all of that, and then, you know, she last year, she got a job and started working that and everything. Well, basically, we're trying to get to a position here where we're financially stable enough that we could maybe take on that kind of a responsibility. So honestly, I don't think we're ready for that yet. It's not out of the question, but especially in particular with what's going on right now with the business and all the shit going on, I think it would be pretty irresponsible for us to rush out and buy any kind of another pet. I think, you know what I mean? Like right now, I should be focusing on the business, get the business successful, get my finances in order, work on all this stuff that I've been working on, and focus on that. And quite honestly, there's some other stuff going on behind the scenes. I've mentioned some of it already, but also other stuff I haven't mentioned. There's things in the works for this year that basically would maybe hinder us from being able to take on that kind of a responsibility right now. Let's put it that way. I'll definitely have more information about that kind of stuff. There may actually be coming up this year in a few months here, a week or two where I may not be able to be around. Let's put it that way. I can't really talk too much more about it. But if it is the case, what I'll have to do is maybe queue up a ton of gameplay ahead of time, like play a ridiculous amount of gameplay for like a week or two, so that I have videos to put out for another week or two when I'm not going to be around. I really don't want to get into it, because the bottom line is, when I get to super personal stuff, sadly people twist it into stuff that it's not. And I'm sure now there'll be all kinds of speculation, but the bottom line is, something may be coming up this year where I may not be able to be around for a couple weeks. And therefore, if that's the case, it would be pretty irresponsible for us to run out and buy new pets, and then I'm not able to be around for a couple weeks, you know what I mean? So anyway, more on that as we get closer to it. But anyway, yeah, we said goodbye to our pets. It's pretty sad. All right. And we're hoping, you know, eventually in the future to get more of some kind. We don't know what, if it'll be a small pet like a hamster, if it'll be something completely different, if it'll be a dog, we have no idea, but I'll talk about it in the future when we finally get to that point. We've got other things to get past before we get there. All right. All right. Now, last but not least, but this is good news. All right. This is very good news, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on a second. I wanted to take a sip of my drink here. In regards to KO Gaming, okay? As you know, KO Gaming, the channel where I do all kinds of edited content. One of the major requests that I've gotten for KO Gaming is basically for major playthroughs that I do to do montages. Because a lot of people say, listen, Phil, you know, we're a fan of yours. We love your content. We jump on live stream when we can, but I just don't have time to watch an entire playthrough from start to finish. You know? Realistically, a lot of people like this more edited style content. That's what's all the rage on YouTube now, right? It's not sit there and watch a 20-hour playthrough, but you'll watch a 20-minute to maybe an hour-long montage of the best moments of a game or playthrough, right? So the bottom line is I'd like to do this, and I did do this actually. This past week I made a video. It was the best moments from my Twitch and Chill Marathon for KO Gaming, okay? Now, I've wanted to do montages of other stuff, but sadly I don't have time. You know, you see what I'm doing here. Every day I'm doing gameplay. I do a gameplay stream. Then at night I'm doing an edited video or whatever. I haven't had time. And one of the biggest requests that I've gotten for the last 2 weeks since I finished my Dark Souls Redemption run was to do a montage. Like, can you do a death compilation? Can you do a funny moments montage? Can you do the biggest fails of that playthrough? Can you just do something? Because we don't want to watch 20 more hours of Dark Souls, but we'd like to see some of the stuff that happened during that playthrough. Okay? So, here's what happened. A couple people actually contacted me, all right, and said, Phil, you know, we're very interested in maybe doing a montage of this kind for you. We're big fans, and, you know, we really liked your Dark Souls Redemption run, and I'd like to put something together for you. In fact, it was 3 people who contacted me to say this to me. And I was like, well, that's interesting. And, you know, I talked to these people, and it, you know, come to find out these people are not, you know, they're big fans. They're not looking for anything financial, but what they'd like to maybe do is get their name out there, because they all have their own YouTube channels, and they'd like to maybe get some more exposure for their own YouTube channels, okay? and they all basically offered to make their own take on kind of a Dark Souls montage. So I said, hey, no pressure. If you don't do it, don't worry. But if you want to work on it and make one and submit it to me, and I'll take a look, and as long as it looks good, obviously I don't want it to look like terrible, but if it's a good looking montage, I would be willing to, post it up. And basically it would be a new program for KO Gaming, which I'm going to call KO Community Creations. This is a brand new thing that I'm starting. And the way it's going to work is people can take my gameplay from my playthroughs and make fun montages, all right? And if they're okay with the fact that it's going to be on my channel, submit the video to me, and I will post it up and actually edit it a little bit to have an intro to explain, oh, this is a montage from so-and-so, go check out their YouTube channel, and then it'll get some exposure, right, on KO Gaming. So this is funny because last year when I started with KO Gaming, if you guys remember in the intros of the videos, I would say, Phil here for KO Gaming. And everyone's like, why does it say he's here for KO Gaming? It makes him sound like there's more than one person who's going to be working on KO Gaming. Well, actually, that was one of my original ideas, is that I wanted to do that. But I didn't get around to it, okay? So now, here we go. Here's the deal. Here's how it's going to work is, if people watch a playthrough of mine, they really enjoy it, and they want to do a fan-made montage. Now, keep in mind, there are going to be criteria. People have to legally give me permission to use this video, so I have to have it in writing, so that way there's no leg to stand on if this asshole all of a sudden I was a hidden detractor, and I was trying to get Phil, and I lied the whole time, and I'm going to do a false copyright strike. Well, tough titties, because as long as I have it in writing, you don't have a leg to stand on. And by the way, YouTube won't care, because YouTube has all protections against this stuff now. All those false copyright days are pretty much behind us, which is a good thing. So anyway, and also, of course, there's going to be quality. I understand there may be people who want to submit montages, but, it's my first attempt ever, and it comes out terrible. I'm not going to just put anything up on KO Gaming. There's going to be some quality criteria as well to what I'm going to be considering showcasing. I mean, keep in mind that KO Gaming, it's not a huge channel, but it is a channel with over 20,000 subs, and on average, the videos that I put up there get around 5,000 to 10,000 views each. So you got to understand that this is a video that maybe would have gotten like a couple hundred views is now going to get thousands and thousands, so I have to have some kind of a quality control, okay? So anyway, that's the deal. Now, here's the thing. Like I said, these people contacted me like 2 weeks ago and have been working on these. I just got my first submission today, and it's about 25 minutes long. I watched 2 minutes of it, and I fucking cracked up laughing. So I think this is going to be very successful. It's going to be something that people are going to like. And, if people have the time and want to do this kind of stuff, it's a creative outlet for them to get get some views. You know what I mean? On their videos that otherwise they wouldn't get. But it's a win-win for me because they're using my content to make an entertaining montage. And, obviously, if I post it up on my channel, I make a little bit of money out of it. That works too. And it also works because now there will be constant content for KO Gaming. It's going to be reviews. It's going to be, montages. It's going to be first impressions videos, like this comparison video I'm going to do for Resident Evil 7 in VR. It's going to be a lot of stuff. Okay? So it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. If it works out, we got to see, this is just the first take at it. And I'm very happy that, there was so much interest in the Dark Souls Redemption run that I had 3 people contact me. By the way, one of the other people actually contacted me and said, I'm almost done with mine. So, and the other thing is, I think that this would really show off people's creative differences. Like one person, for example, may just make a straight up montage where it's, oh, here are my personal, favorite moments from your playthrough. While another person may do a fails montage, right, with overlays and funny text and stuff. It could be a lot of difference between these montages. It's not always going to be the same thing. So, let's see what happens. We'll go from there, but coming up shortly, I'll announce it obviously, but you may start seeing fan-made montages appear on KO Gaming, and it's something different, but it's going to be a lot of fun, I think, okay? Especially, again, for those who don't have time to watch my full playthroughs, but still want to get a dose of the kind of stuff that I do here daily, this is going to be your cup of tea. All right? Okay. Thank you, everyone. That's the pre-stream. It's long, but there was a lot to talk about today. Okay? Alright. Let us begin. Yakuza 0. I'm excited. Hope you're excited. Like this a lot. Want to see what happens. And go from there. Okay? Alright, folks. That is it. It is time for Yakuza 0. Here we go.